And Sakic takes a bad penalty. He doesn't take many penalties, but that was not a good one. Now watch what happens in the corner as Sakic wraps Rob Ray from behind.
There's a high stick on Brad May, who goes down to the ice surface to the left side of the Quebec net. He got popped by, I think, the stick of Craig Wolanin. Now we had a little discussion with Randy Moeller.
Now Moeller it was Wolanin who took May into the boards, and Wolanin is going to the penalty box. Craig Wolanin has been assessed a 5-minute high sticking penalty and a game misconduct. And there's the stick. Careless use of the stick. Brad May's all right, but Wolanin is out of the game, and the Sabres now going to work with a 5-minute power play. Quebec zone, though. That puck went off the stick of the Quebec player.
Svoboda to the line, met by Finn, and they get their sticks up and a little bear hugging, and the linesman immediately in, and Rob Ray out there along with Brad May to settle things down.
Now Finn is a very aggressive defenseman, and you can bet that some of that ill feeling towards Svoboda probably goes back to the days when Svoboda played for Montreal, and they had some classic battles with the Nordiques.
Dave Andrechuk has skated from the bench.
Here's a look at a good collision up along the boards in front of the Quebec bench. That was Wood and Finn. And they continued on. I beg your pardon, who is that?
Yeah, that's Steve Finn.
That is.
Kucherov, and now we've got Hunter and Ray talking at center ice.
Now, the one thing you've got to be careful this year, too, with the instigator rule. If you are considered an instigator in the fight, you are out of the game. It's a game misconduct. And Rob Ray and Hunter, Finn is milling around. And that all started early in the shift as Rob Ray ran Hunter just inside the line. Here it is. And he thundering body check on Hunter. And now Ray and Hunter going to the penalty box.
There's a pretty good conversation between the two. Mellick to Wood now at the line. He tried on his own, but they're caught for offside, and he is blasted hard coming across that line. Gusara.
Now Hunter back out of the penalty box for Quebec. Of course, he's there for one reason, his physical presence. Here's a good hit by Gusarov as he takes Schmelik into the boards. And that's some of those hits like that. It's getting the position on the player. Andrechuk excels.
Wood skating into the center, manhandled by Duchesne. There is no call. Centering pass out in front. Flick back, shot low by Schmelik. Blocked into traffic, and now we're going to have a penalty.
Now it's going to Finn for hooking as he took down Corkum in front.
Son adverse, un tir, il va toucher le poteau. Patrick Roy a été déjoué nettement là-dessus. Et Hoff qui vient de rater la première occasion du match, et là, ça se bouscule. Tout le monde est attroupé dans le coin, en territoire des Canadiens.
C'est la meilleure façon de chasser la nervosité. Il y en avait dans les deux camps. On a vu durant la Ligue nationale Patrick Roy piétiner devant son filet. Même chose pour Stéphane Fiset qui était presque rendu à la ligne bleue. Et tout le monde là gesticulait pendant qu'on était debout à l'attention à la ligne bleue et devant son filet. Et Jacques Demers rappelle justement qu'il faut se méfier de l'entrée rapide des joueurs des Nordiques. On va tenter de fermer le centre le plus possible. C'est une rondelle perdue par Odeline, plaquée solidement par la pointe à la ligne bleue, ce qui permet l'échapper à deux hommes. Et Hoff choisit de tirer avec Nolan à sa droite. La rondelle touche le poteau violemment et échappe ensuite à Nolan qui attendait le retour. Et voilà encore une fois le long de la clôture et d'un angle quand même assez serré. Roy était venu à la rencontre du porteur du disque pour fermer tous les angles, mais la rondelle a effleuré son épaule pour ensuite s'arrêter sur le poteau.
Ouais, et c'est Leclerc après qui lui est venu en aide parce que Owen Nolan n'était pas tellement loin, donc il y a des pénalités, Claude.
Oui, alors les pénalités sont à Lapointe et Schneider. 2 minutes pour Udès chacun. Alors,
Un bâton ou un patin, c'est Hoffman qui reprend du côté droit. Devant. Oh, Oderlein a joué avec le feu.
la bousculade entre Hoff et Schneider. Quelques bonnes mises en échec. Quelques belles tentatives aussi du Canada. On espérait. Mais les deux équipes s'exécutent dans des couloirs le long de la bande. Faute avec Brunet le long de la clôture. Ça se bouscule rondement. On bataillait pour la possession de la rondelle qui n'est plus là. Petit coup de bâton. Et là, le foot s'est fait retrousser le nez par Brunet.
En zone des Nordiques, bien drôle de bon. Stéphane Fizet qui cherche à immobiliser la rondelle. Et voilà, ça ne prenait que ça pour qu'il y ait un commencement de dispute.
Oui, Twist est de la mêlée ce soir en l'absence de Mike Ritchie. Alors, il ne faut pas grand-chose, justement, pour jeter des étincelles avec tout ce monde sur la patinoire. Hunter, Roberge, Ewan. C'est la 4e meilleure du circuit. Voilà Desjardins qui veut freiner la course de Kovanenko qui se dirigeait droit sur Daigneault. C'est une obstruction qu'on voit très souvent, sauf qu'elle a été commise. Oui, les Canadiens paraissent beaucoup plus méfiants là, depuis quelques moments. Voilà Ronan qui reçoit la mise en échec de Nolan. C'était une ruade très dure. Et là, Ronan veut rappliquer vers Nolan aussi.
Il était moins une pour les Nordiques, là. Voilà Jean-Jacques Daigneault qui reprend avec une autre passe qui va choir dans la foule. Commencement de dispute, La Pointe et Denis Savard. Et ensuite...
Oh, ça joue dur le long de la clôture. C'est Savard et La Pointe. La Pointe qui a accueilli Savard avec les deux mitaines au visage. Il n'y a pas un joueur qui aime ça, qui prise. C'est Lindsay. Ça a commencé par la course de Lindsay qui se dirigeait vers le défenseur, vers Daigneault. Et il l'a obligé à agir rapidement. Et voilà la rencontre le long de la clôture. Savard qui intervient et voilà. Le gars en pleine figure. Et Diane veut intervenir.
En direct de Québec, c'est le hockey à télévision, 4 saisons. Avec 3 minutes 24 à faire en deuxième. Il reste 27 secondes aux pénalités à Savard et Claude Lapointe. Ça, c'est le dernier jeu. Voilà Dion qui s'interpose avec le bâton. Et
solide plaquage à l'endroit de Kerry Hoffman qui ne l'a pas prisé. Dion a été l'attaquant qui a servi les plus durs coups d'épaule ce soir. Pas de pénalité.
Alors, ça se complique pour le Canadien et Jacques Demers.
Voilà de quelle façon ça s'est produit. Le dernier coup de bâton qui touche Nolan dans la figure.
Le règlement le dit bien cette année. C'est à partir des hanches, en montant, les arbitres sont intraitables là-dessus.
Season series, Cavallini working it behind the Sabres net. Rob Ray is there. He'll get a pop from Wolanin, jarring the puck back out to center. Cavallini podcast this evening with the amount of penalties that might be racked up.
Let's have a look at the penalty on the right side. Now, Wolanin ran Rob Ray. Now, that wasn't much of a...
Scott Young for the Nordiques from the top of the slot. Ricci working it to Young. Hasek put it into the corner. Donnelly Ricci down, and we're going to have a second Sabres penalty issued tonight. We'll be back to Le Colisée after this timeout.
Power play as Donnelly is going for cross-checking. He gets away with that one. The puck will go into the corner, and he cross-checked Ricci into the boards.
1 for 1 tonight for the Nordiques. Lost his stick as Presley gets a pop. Ramsey along with Ray keeping it down into the Nordique zone, and we're going to have another penalty here. And now we've got Steve Finn and Wayne Presley getting involved.
Well, it was Presley who had cruised in front of the net, John, and I wasn't watching, but Hextall was knocked down. His stick went flying in the air, and it was Presley who was cruising in that area, and that's what this scrum is all about.
Gino Cavallini for the Nordiques along with Lapointe.
Let's see if we can pick up on the replay what happened.
We go with Rob Ray trying to get something here, and Gord Donnelly moving in the muscle. This is down in the Nordiques corner.
Well, the whole clan is gathering. Everybody pushing and pulling. The linesman, of course, in there, and Gregson taking notes. Let's see if we can see what started this. It was Presley who cruised through the goal crease area. Now Hextall out to play the puck, and he gets his stick tangled up with Presley. And that's a bit of an act by Hextall. Well, now we get back to the action here, and we've got Finn and Donnelly going at each other.
Chance they got to get back up on their skates to get it going here. And Finn's going to give them an opportunity to do that. Got it all separated, but no punches thrown with Gord Donnelly and Finn. So we've got some scraps to clean up here out of the ice surface, so you might as well go into the kitchen for 1 minute. We'll be back. Sides. As Terry Gregson will issue the calls, and we'll hear momentarily from public address announcer here at Le Colisée, as it all started with Wayne Presley triggering Ron Hextall with that stick, and then Rob Ray and Gord Donnelly got down there, and Gino Cavallini.
I think Gregson just threw everyone in the penalty box.
He's going to take it with this. Haven't got much time to watch.
Now he knows that tempers are a little short with these two.
For the Sabres. Beautiful pass, and Nolan comes in. Oh, what a hip check by Ramsey. The loose puck worked in front of the Sabres net. Yes, you got a piece of that as Nolan pops the net off Fitzmaurice. We will return in just a couple of moments.
It's the line, and Mike Ramsey flips him up and over, and both players crash to the ice.
Shoot by Gregson.
Now this is Mogilny with a good burst of speed as he picks up a loose puck, and watch Wolanin just grab him and pull him down to the ice. There it is there. We didn't see it, but that's where the penalty occurred. You know, the Sabres continue to struggle here on the power play. Here's a better look at it. Now watch Wolanin, and again he's standing still, and anytime a defenseman is standing still is going to get into trouble. But the Sabres not effective on the power play, and they keep putting the same guys out there. I think you've got to change. Find out what's the matter with Swoboda. Let's look at the action around the Buffalo net. And the puck will come to the front. Cavallini here is fighting with Swoboda. There's, I think, maybe got shook up on that play. And Hunter then got knocked down on top of Swoboda.
Boucher and on the left wing, and we'll have a stoppage of play, another holding call, and this happened well behind.
Now there's going to be a double whammy coming up to Buffalo. Rob Ray is also going to the penalty box as he hit Hunter in the neutral zone.
Two-man advantage coming up next.
Hole, they're two men short. Presley is assessed a holding penalty on Cavallini. Now, everything is fine up until here. Watch Presley, he stays with him and then pulls him down. That's where the penalty occurred. And watch just to the left of your screen here, you're going to see Rob Ray knock down Hunter. And that's where he was assessed a penalty for roughing. And so a two-man advantage for Quebec. I thought Ricci pretty lucky he didn't pick up a penalty on that play, as he gave Sweeney a pretty good rap. And there may be penalties coming up on this yet. Sweeney still talking to Ricci. Let's watch how it developed. And here comes Sweeney into the picture, and Ricci gives him a shove. Now watch, right there. There's a sort of a half punch, half elbow by Ricci. A fight going on now, or about to begin, between Finn and May.
Look at May's rights going hard right at the Quebec line, and Steve Finn can throw him too, but May can change him up. Steve Finn and Brad May. Finn trying to get the haymakers, and May coming in there with the left. And like Rob Ray last night, Brad May threw off those elbow pads very quickly.
Well, that happened just off a face-off, or just after a face-off. And they're both going to the box. Crashed immediately down to the ice. And now the referee, Gregson, is assessed a 5-minute penalty. I shouldn't say that till I hear the announcement, but I believe that that he did. Here's the play as Andreychuk is clipped by Adam Foote, and Foote is going to the dressing room. An inadvertent high stick, but it's still a 5-minute penalty and a game misconduct.
Power play.
Lannon, as he slashes Presley and then runs him into the boards. Buffalo on their 8th power play. They are 0 for 7.
Yards for Nordiques. Mogilny lead pass up to LaFontaine as he shoots it in, and then he gets quite a shot from Lucian, and the temper starting to flare right in front of the Nordiques bench.
Well, Lucian could have let up on LaFontaine after the play was whistled offside pass, but he didn't, and that's what this is all about. As he just took LaFontaine and ran him into the boards at the Quebec bench.
The Nordiques, Pearson, who dribbled it out to center ice. Hawks flip it ahead, too far for Ruutu, and he's knocked down. It's going to be a penalty on Tataranoff. Now Graham goes after Tataranoff, who put a heavy elbow right into the face of Ruutu. Graham has something to say to him, but now backs off, seeing that the Hawks will get a power play. The officials tonight, the referee is Bill McCreary, the linesman Brad Lazarowicz, and Dan Shakti.
What a start. This is the most electrifying start maybe of the year. Non-stop action for the first 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Kyle Tataranoff, 2 minutes for an elbow at 2:13.
So Tataranoff, the former Capital, gets an elbowing penalty on Ruutu, and it'll be offsetting penalties now to Graham and Lapointe as they both jotted each other. A couple of shifts in a row for Claude Lapointe, the little centerman. Started off with a great first shift. Kovalenko with a good feed.
Side the line, it's picked off by the Nordiques, and Mike Ricci to the Hawks zone. Oh, Steve Smith with a rude greeting at the blue line, just flattened Ricci.
The Chicago Blackhawks are brought to you in part by Cellular One at its authorized sales and service center, Woodham Radio and Summit.
Around the boards, Kovalenko centered. Chelios picked it off, and he was high-sticked, and a penalty is going to be called. Brzezinski trying to hook Chelios from behind. Referee McCreary comes to have a look to see whether it'll be a major or not, and it appears it'll be just a minor.
Well, Chelios, unfortunately, he ran into Larmer, and the puck squirted back, and Quebec would have had a 2-on-0 situation, but the high...
He got a rough ride from Ruutu, but then Pearson failed to clear it. Here's Gilbert, a long shot, and a save, and Fiset cover the rebound with an open Graham ready to hack at it. Adam Foote trying to move Graham out of the way. The sticks get raised, but now they begin to back off. And the Nordiques have had some difficulty in their own end under some intense Chicago forechecking. It's 1-0 Hawks.
Hi, stick me, Blackhawk boy. AM 1000.
Corner Rucinski. Gave it back to Kovalenko, turning in behind. He's just tackled by Troy Murray, and a penalty will be called against the Blackhawks.
We better hope there's no blood, because it'll probably be a 5-minute penalty if there is, because he got clipped by Troy Murray's stick. Well, Kuchera with a giveaway, but makes amends by making a good shot block. Troy Murray clipped him in the mouth. Kovalenko, an outstanding rookie year, and the Nordiques with a chance on the...
Not out. Duchesne at the line. His long wrist shot, and a save by Belfour. And he holds on. Now Ricci and Smith pushing back and forth, and somebody's stick came up and hit Smith.
Ricci just speared Steve Smith. He speared him right in the midsection. And he's going to be gone. Definitely got to be thrown out of the game for that.
Brad Lazarowicz looking at Smith, or he was a moment ago, trying to help him out. Steve Smith shoved Ricci out of the way and then got a stick in the midsection for his efforts. Smith had the wind knocked out and was doubled over for about 20 seconds or so. Now has regained himself, and Bill McCreary, the referee, coming over to try to make sure he doesn't retaliate here.
Well, I think Ricci's got to be thrown out. It's a 5-minute penalty. He speared him intentionally.
Locker room, which they would do if it was a major.
They're going to give him 4.
Number 9, Mike Ricci, 4 minutes for spearing.
That was a real, that's more than, that's a 5-minute spear if I've ever seen one. That's as bad a spear as we've seen. Doesn't take much. You just have to advance it a foot. Get a scoring chance, even though they had pressure. Claude Lapointe is about 5'5", 5'6" at the most, and he just drilled Marchment from behind. After Twist and Larmer had a battle, or Roenick had a battle. Offsetting penalties to Marchment and Lapointe at the 11:58 mark.
Blackhawk penalty number 2, Brian Marchment, 2 minutes for an elbow at 11:50.
Now we got a fight at center as Steve Smith is grabbed by the Nordique. There's Pearson and Smith just wrestling one another. Pearson's gloves are off. Now Smith's come off. He delivers a solid right as the linesmen try to move in there.
I think Pearson will be gone. He should get 2 for instigating. He and Chelios got tied up, and then Smith came over and had words with him, and Pearson dropped the gloves first and probably and should be ejected for instigating the altercation.
He's 25 years old. Tatarinov 26. Leshishin's 23. Adam Foote's 21 years old. This blue line core ought to be a very good one for quite a few years to come.
This is the best I've seen Leshishin play. He had some growing pains. Obviously, he was a first pick.
AM 1000.
The Blackhawks doing some good work on this last shift, killing valuable seconds in the Nordique zone with some excellent work. Started first with Murphy and then Mateau and Brent Sutter. Kept it in the Nordique corner to the left.
Chet Kopic on AM 1000.
Well, Steve Larmer has had a solid defensive game for the Blackhawks in the first period. And you get the stick off the shoulder, trying to hook him. It clipped up and under the chin. And it'll be a 2-minute penalty on Rusinski with 2:08.